myself, you know what I'm saying? First nigga in New York with it. How can I not be the hellest nigga in New York? You know? First rapper in New York with that book. What's up? Come here. Get my toilet paper. It's how I'm riding down on you niggas in New York. Get my toilet paper. A little gift for myself, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, Lord.
50 Cent. Curtis Jackson has won a bunch of awards. He's had a bunch of hit songs, but one thing he apparently didn't have, at least not when he appeared on Cribs, was a bunch of Ferraris. In 2007, Fiddy showed off his car collection on Cribs, which included 3 of the Italian stallions. But on a forum called Ferrari Chat, one user recalled asking 50 Cent about his rides at a car show just a couple of weeks before his Cribs episode, and the rapper said he owned 5 cars, none of which were Ferraris. Other eagle-eyed readers pointed out that all 3 cars were marked with the initials SC, a notorious Ferrari collector who posted photos of the exact same cars as the ones that were supposed to be in 50 Cent's possession.
I'm part of the Ferrari club.
Wow, this is too funny. Your boy 50 Cent gets mugged off by French Montana for capping, for posting up on MTV in full Bow Wow style and making out he's got a whole bag of Bugattis when he ain't got none. MTV must have had the footage from another episode of someone else's MTV Cribs, and they pulled that footage and posted it in to 50 Cent's episode, and then 50 Cent talks about, oh yeah, I've got a Ferrari collection, then gets exposed for capping about all the cars he's got. Too peak. Anyway, before we go into detail on that, some of you may not have heard the full carryings on, so let me explain them to you now where this all came from. Initially, French Montana pulled up and posted up talking about, oh yeah, I've just woke up off the ICU, I've got this new Bugatti, etc, etc. Motivational use only, new Bugatti. 50 Cent saw that and said, listen, I'm tired of these dudes posting up in old ass cars, capping Bow Wow style. Don't be talking about you're in a private jet if you're in the 10-year-old private jet. Don't be talking about you're in your new private jet if you ain't in no private jet, you're on the economy ticket, yeah? But nah. So 50 Cent says that. Then French claps back, talking, it was a weak-ass response. Oh, 50 Cent, go back to your haunted house in Connecticut. I'm pretty sure 50 Cent had to sell that because it's broke. But anyway, that was that. 50 comes back and says, Montana, you need to get your weight up and stop working for Puff Daddy, a.k.a. the Cheek Buster, the Royal Cheek Buster, Puff Daddy. And then this is where the fire came in. French had enough. Completely Merkles off 50 Cent for capping about, for pulling a Bow Wow. I'm not sure who's got the worst Bow Wow challenge, you know. Is it French Montana for posting up a 10-year-old Bugatti like it's new? Or is it 50 Cent for capping about the 5 Ferraris he ain't got? I'm sorry on this one. I had to give 50 the L. Yeah, initially I thought 50 was winning, but the way you can't be talking about, it's one thing to have a car and it be old than to not have a car at all. In fact, it's one thing to have a car and it be old than to not have 5 cars. Anyway, wow, I feel sorry for 50, man. And there's a lot of people who are around 50 who gas him up. You know, when 50 was in court trying to avoid child support payments, and people were saying, oh man, no man, 50's a smart nigga. Yeah, 50 about it, man. 50 don't want to pay. Now listen, if any dude, yeah, is in court for not paying child support, it's because you're broke. I've said it before. Let me say it again. There's a reason you don't hear about Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett. A lot of these people have 3 or 4 wives, by the way, and many kids, but you don't hear about them being bankrupt in fucking court. to avoid this, that, the other. And they've got the smartest lawyers in the world. Do you know why that is? The reason you don't hear about these real rich people not in court. Oh man, 50 Cent smart. He just ducking the bill. He just fucked his baby mums off. No, he didn't. He's broke. If you're in court, same as Dame Broke Ass Dash. If you're in court begging the judge, you're broke, pleading poverty, that's because you're broke. Because otherwise, yeah, is it really worth your reputation and having to file for bankruptcy just to avoid a 50, 60, 100 grand child support bill? Bearing in mind, 50 Cent lost his son over not paying child support. His son don't like him at all because he's a tight ass looking goon, a broke ass, tight ass, wannabe looking dude. People always talk about, oh man, well 50 Cent, he got power. Power don't, and what's power to no one? He ain't the owner of the show. He ain't the Netflix, for example. Netflix are the one who benefit from that show, or Star, whatever that Stars or whatever that dead place is. They're the ones who really benefit. The network does. Who's he? Yeah, in reality, what's he really doing? And besides, whatever he's doing, he ain't got enough to pay his child support. Simple as that. Whatever he's doing ain't enough. Otherwise, he'd be moving like the real man are moving, not in court talking about how he's broke and ain't got no money for child support. Pay for your kids, man. And if you can't, you're broke. You can't have it both ways. Anyway, I've given you some background there because, like we heard on the video, he's posting up with Ferraris that ain't his, man. Or claiming Ferraris that ain't his. It's peak. It's truly peak. What can I say? You've got to make... That's the problem with this internet game. That's why I rate French, you know. French looked like he was down and out. It was 2-0 to 50. And 50, to be fair to him, he don't normally come back. When 50 is 2-0 up, it's very hard to close the gap when 50 goes 2 up. But French did it, in my opinion. It looks like 3-2 to French right now. 50 is going to have to clap back because this is peak. Because even if French tried to fake stunt with an old Bugatti, still, that's still $1 million or $2. Regardless of if it's old or not, he still bought that car. 50 on the other hand, he's stunting with shit that ain't his. That's the lowest of the low. At least whatever French Montana was stunting with was his. You know what I mean? 50's out here claiming cars that ain't his. Oh man, I bought 5. That's embarrassing. That's a low for me. That's another L. That's more evidence that 50's broke as a joke. What are you doing? Do you know how broke you've got to be to claim cars that ain't yours? I'd feel embarrassed. You know what? It's better for me not to claim these cars if they're not mine, because that way it's not going to come back. And I feel sorry for 50, you know, because he's used to being the bully, but now it looks like he's just been shut down. I want to know what he's got to say. Anyway, before I finish, let's read out the caption. It says, "Back to back for the finish, Ferrari Club. Oh damn, how dare you talk about my $2 million Bugatti, Mr. 59, when you stunting with another nigger's cars on national TV. The rat is out the bag. You tried to bully the wrong one today." And look, that's what I said. I did say that. Fair play to French, man. French came back with back to back. Like he said, back to back. Roasted up to 50. 50 needs to work his way out of this little hole. In my opinion, it's looking like 3-2 to the French. To Han. It's looking like it's 3-2 to the dude who gets his cheek busted by Diddy. Fair play to French. French is pulling through nicely. Let's see what 50 comes back with. Let me know your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe, and 50, man. Get that bag up, man. Whatever you got to do. If you've got to make Power Season 10, make Power Season 10. Get that bag up. Pay for your fucking child support, Don. Don't be capping about what cars you have and haven't got. Like button, comment, subscribe, and your boy will be back. Trap.